What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and as always, thank you for clicking on this video. Today we're going to talk about the Matrix Resurrections, and right before we begin, I just want to mention that if you will be watching the Matrix Resurrections and you want to put your trivia knowledge to the test, I will be doing the trivia challenge once again right here on this channel, and we'll be having it on the Matrix Resurrections. So if you want to challenge yourself, then go ahead and send me an email and let me know, or you can send me a DM through Instagram or anywhere in the comment section, and I will get back to you. So let's go ahead and start our review for The Matrix Resurrections. So honestly, this movie, it was exactly what I thought it was going to be. Just from what I saw in the trailers, I was honestly very nervous. I was afraid that it was just going to be a movie filled with nostalgia, just a lot of memory berries, as some people like to say. And it turned out that I was right. I mean, I didn't want it to be that way, because from what I saw in all these trailers and interviews, it was doing a lot of callbacks to the previous films, and it was exactly that, and that's all it was. This movie relies heavily on that, and it reminded me of when I was reviewing the original trilogy, and I mentioned that a lot of people like to compare the Matrix trilogy to the Star Wars prequels, to some of the prequels, and as I was watching this, I was like, man, it does resemble a lot of Star Wars with when you really think about it. And this one, I was thinking of The Force Awakens, because The Force Awakens did some things similar like Resurrections did. There was a lot of expositions, calling back to the previous films, because it had to, catch you up. It had to catch new audiences up to date, but it just relied heavily on the characters just telling you a lot of expositions, telling you what has happened, what's going to happen, what's going on. It was really just us having to listen to them explaining what's going on, as opposed to just seeing it on screen, as opposed to seeing what's going on. And that's what this movie did a lot. I mean, it made it feel really slow. It was a lot of talking. The pacing, it just brought down the pacing for me, and it made it. I had to check my watch. I had to check the time. I was like, okay, if this movie feels like it's dragging on a lot, and this film is very self-aware, honestly, and knows what it is, and it even admits it. And I guess that's the only thing that I will commend it on, that it admits that it's being self-aware. They even mentioned Warner Brothers straight up, saying, yeah, Warner Brothers is pushing us to make a sequel. And I'm not gonna really spoil it, but there's one character that said that to Neo. He's talking about how Warner Brothers is pushing to make a sequel to that trilogy. They're talking in terms of making a video game, but it's like them telling the audience, yeah, Warner Brothers pushed us to make this new film. And a lot of things, that's just the one example of things that happened. It's a very self-aware film, and the movie does have a lot more humor. I mean, honestly, don't remember the original trilogy having this much humor. It almost felt as if Marvel had something to do with this. I mean, I know it didn't, but I feel like Warner Brothers was probably trying to do what Marvel does and add some humor to their movies, and it didn't really work for the most part. Well, at least for me. And I don't know if you guys are watching this and you already seen the film, but it seemed it was making the audience laugh. I was in the movie theaters, and it was making people laugh, and I get some of the stuff was somewhat funny, but it wasn't to the point where, okay, like, that's not what the Matrix is known for. Matrix, when I first saw the Matrix trilogy not too long ago, I was like, yeah, it didn't have this much humor at all. That's not what it was known for. That's not one of the staples of the Matrix. Also, the martial arts didn't seem as choreographed as the original trilogy. It seemed a little bit slow. It seemed like either they were rushed, like literally they were rushed as they mentioned it, but there's a lot of cuts that were made, and it just wasn't as fast paced as the martial arts was in the original trilogy. And even in some of the fight scenes, like, they were just doing the same moves that they did in the past films. So it was just a lot of callbacks. It was just a lot of nostalgia, even in that sense. And in terms of performances, I mean, Keanu Reeves is Keanu Reeves. What more do you want? He's just being himself. And the one standout is, I forgot her name, but she has the girl, the female with the blue hair. You know, I'm not too good with names, but I actually liked her. She seemed like a great new addition to a new set of characters. Neil Patrick Harris, I mean, I've seen better villains, but I actually liked him. I'm not gonna lie, like I actually liked his character, how he portrayed that villainous character, and everyone else is. I mean, as far as Yahya Abdul-Mateen, the second being Morpheus, it's kind of hard to accept that just knowing how good of a job Lawrence Fishburne did, and the new guy that plays Agent Smith, he didn't really step up to the plate. I feel like those two they could have just been played some other characters. It's really hard to just recast iconic characters. So in that sense, I feel like they could have just played a part in being a whole new set of characters, just passing on the torch. But as far as that, man, I was afraid of this. I guess I'm not disappointed in a way because I was kind of expecting it, but I am disappointed in some sense because I just barely know what The Matrix was all about. I reviewed all the 3 films, all the original trilogy, a few weeks ago, and I was expecting it, but I am still disappointed because I really got to know this trilogy and I really liked it. All these years of not watching it, not knowing it, and I caught up to date just so I can watch this film. So it was a disappointment in that. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today's review. Let me know in the comment section your thoughts and opinions if you've seen The Matrix Resurrections or if you're going to see it in theaters or on HBO Max. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button. If you want to get featured on the Trivia Challenge, then all you got to do is subscribe. Let me know in the comments, email, or a DM. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep watching this channel and keep watching movies.